Hi everyone! Welcome to another video. Hi Nicole! Oh, I'm glad you could make it. Alright, so today I thought we would do a video that I had made a while ago of Amberlynn's November weight loss plan. I guess this month she didn't really have a plan. Well, we'll see what her actual eating habits and plans are, but she decided she was just going to track her weight every day, and then she was going to just say if she was off track or on track with her eating, I think. I don't think she's doing any exercise at this point. I think it's just her eating. No, not November 31st. I said November 3rd. I mean 1st. No. Anyway, so for the month of November, she decided that she was going to track it, but it was originally 100 days. 100 days of weighing in, and she ended it at the end of November. So let's see how this goes, where she started and where she ends. And a lot of times when she's... Prince, come on down. A lot of times when she's trying to track her journey, she just kind of writes it down. She doesn't really reflect. I've got a cat here who wants my attention. Yeah, that's you. So I'm a little distracted. Sorry about that. Alright. So let's start this video. Let's see what we got so far. She's gonna tell us what her plan is for the 100 days.
We're doing 100 days of weighing in. Yes, we are. Today is November 3rd. That means today is day 1. I made a little poster moment so you can write all of my weights on here. I weighed in at 496.2. My goal is to reach 456.2 in these 100 days, which is a 40-pound loss. It sounds aggressive. It's definitely something that I need to do. I'm also going to be taking a picture every time I'm stepping.
So that's a lot of weight to try to lose in that amount of time, but it's 3 months, and when she usually loses weight, she usually goes all out with it. Well, when she's on track, she gets more motivated to do it. But when she's off track, she loses that motivation to try to keep going. So the big weight loss goals that she usually sets for herself, she doesn't achieve. It'd probably be better if she's set smaller goals for herself, but anyway, we'll see how the first month goes.
On that scale, I think day 100 lands in February, so it's going to be from day 1, November 3rd, all the way to day 100, February 11th. I just like doing daily weigh-ins. It helps me. I like to be aware of fluctuations. We know that's going to be happening a lot because I have lipedema, and this diagnosis of lipedema makes so much sense, but I just feel haunted by just failure, and I'm just so tired of it. I created an 18-month planner that started November 1st. I'm super excited that it came today because it's November 4th, so I'm going to be able to use it. It's a beautiful day to make plans. Yes, it absolutely is. It's everything I needed more.
This is one of many planners that she picks up and starts.
Day 2, I weighed in at 495.4. And here I wanted to write it down in my little poster board. November 4th, 495.4. That means I was down 0.8 overnight, which means to reach my goal in 100 days, well, now 99, I have to still lose 39.2 pounds. Okay, guys, so we're starting today off just straight to the point here. So we're on day 3, which is November 5th. I weighed in at 495.6, which means I have 39.4 to go to reach my goal by February 11th, which I need.
Well, she started off good, but now she's up a little bit. But that could be just her doing the same thing she did the day before, just not losing as much, or she could have ate something different than she did.
Need to put on this poster board. And as you can see, it is a different poster board. And here I wanted to write it down in my little poster board.
Yeah, I think she has more fun writing these out than she does actually tracking or thinking about what she's actually doing. The writing's all fancy, and I'm pretty sure this list gets redone about 4 times during this month.
It's because I wrote day 3 on the other one, and then I wrote November 7th. I don't know why. I was going through a perfectionist situation type deal, and I didn't want to like cross it off. This is sloppy, but there is nothing like crossed off. I just don't want anything crossed off. So I restarted it, and instead of using a marker, I'm just using a pen. Like you guys care. Here we are, day 5, 497.8. Binging 2 days in a row is a rarity for me, but it happened. I just noticed that my binging comes so much more frequently ever since I started keto and then stopped it. Keto was probably one of the worst ideas for someone with binge eating. I kind of regret ever doing it, to be honest. I'm having the worst heartburn right now. I binged again. I'm having a very abnormally hard time with my binging lately. I don't know what's up. This is the heaviest I've weighed in months. I just feel like starting keto was such a good idea in the beginning, and now I just feel like it was such a horrible idea.
I wonder if it's the lack of carbs, and she's used to eating so much rice that it just took over the last few days. Now I'm not sure if she was doing keto in October. She must have been, but it seemed to have caught up with her here. And she's living with wifey at this time too, so it's like surprising that she's not keeping on track. But it didn't take, well, yeah, it didn't really take too long for her to get back into the being used to eating whatever she wanted to after wifey moved in. But this is like a year after wifey was already there.
I actually just woke up. I fell asleep at 1 a.m. and woke up at 5 a.m. I don't know if that was like a nap or if that was my night's sleep. I have no idea. I was just journaling, and I just wanted to talk to you guys in my vlog that actually just went up. I was like trying keto ice cream, and people were like, how do you expect not to binge by having ice cream in your house? Da, da, da. Okay, so someone recommended these to me. The Rebel ice cream, or Rebel, whatever it may be. It's keto and all that. So I have 4 flavors. No, 5 flavors. We have salted.
Well, okay, that's excessive, for sure. And it's a good question. How do you not expect to binge when there's 5 tubs of ice cream in the house? 1 probably would have been enough. Maybe 2 if she wanted to try the flavors, but to try 5 at once? Yeah, that's asking for trouble.
Caramel, triple chocolate, peanut butter caramel chip, mint chip, and a coffee chip. So I'm gonna take a little nibble of each one, okay? And we're gonna start with the coffee chip because that one sounds the best to me right now. Yummy things come to those who wait. For the creamiest ice cream, let your pint soften for at least 5 to 10 minutes. It's been longer than that. Smells so good. Looks so good. She's tasty. We're gonna do mint. Like literally smells amazing. Oh my god. This one's even better than the coffee one. Peanut butter caramel chip. Thank you to the person who recommended these because I have been needing something sweet. They all smell good. I feel like.
Hi Haley, good to see you. I'm glad you could make it today. Yeah, so like maybe she was doing keto in even up until November. I wonder if she was on keto this time when she got these ice creams, or if it was like after she had stopped the keto and she just figured that these are kind of like a healthy alternative to ice cream. Either way, having that many in the house, it would probably be gone in about a week.
I have to smell them first. Whoa. What the heck? These are so good. And they're lactose free. This one is triple chocolate. Triple chocolate might be my number one fave. Last but not least, salted caramel. Oh, that smells so creamy and sweet. I know I wasn't gonna do keto junk, but
I almost wonder if this is what she binged on the last couple days.
prevent myself from a binge, a whole one of these. Which one?
No, she got these to try to prevent herself from binging. I don't know. That doesn't seem very logical.
Is the one I want right now. I'm gonna have the chocolate. This whole pint is only 5 grams of carbs, net carbs. Like what? Update: Feline just tried all of them with her eyes closed and had to guess which was which. Her favorite is the salted caramel. I think that might be the one she's gonna eat on tonight. I have literally been craving chocolate like mad, so what was that? The chocolate devil. I'm just kidding. That was scary. I'm gonna be having some of this triple situation.
I'm currently at a time in my eating disorder journey, for the lack of a better word, where it's not the ice cream. I am not addicted to ice cream. I'm addicted to food. Ice cream triggers me just as much as broccoli. Broccoli triggers me just as much as a slushie. A slushie triggers me just as much as a pie. A pie triggers me just as much as green beans. Food is food. Food is...
Okay, but if she binged on the broccoli and green beans, it wouldn't be that bad. I mean, we've seen her servings of green beans, and I mean, it's probably better to binge on that than it would the pie and the ice cream or the slushie.
triggering, and as a human, I have to eat, and I'm just having a rough time.
She said before, though, she gets feedback that when she does eat a lot of vegetables, people tell her that she shouldn't be eating a lot that much, that's a binge. And like then later on she starts rethinking what a binge is, so she'll say she's binging when she's overeating, and she'll start calling those binges. So like we're kind of confused at that point which is a binge, when she eats a lot of food or when she just overeats, because she stops saying she's overeating, or no, she stops kind of saying she's binging and she's just overeating instead of binging. Like she just kind of she interchanges them, where she's saying what was it, one day she got like a meal, like it was a fries and a burger from somewhere like Checkers or something, and she's like, this is a binge. I'm like, that looks like you're eating an extra meal. It doesn't look like it's a total binge. The binge is like when you're eating all... Well, we've seen the video of her saying what a binge is.
Doing these 100 days of weigh-ins, I said I'm just gonna be completely word vomit honest in these videos.
Nicole, you're right. She doesn't listen to the haters, tough love, but believes trolls. So like I feel like the people who are telling her that she shouldn't be buying cucumbers from the store. She should be growing them herself. So then she just avoids cucumbers. It's a weird, yeah, it's like she's listening to the wrong advice. Or she's like choosing which advice to listen to that could be just trolls.
I am ordering out all of my food in the last couple of days. I'm binging. I am in like a really bad headspace. I don't know how to get out of it.
When I said I'm just not doing very good, like mentally, I meant in the food area. In my life, I'm doing great. If it wasn't for this haunting food addiction / binge eating disorder, I would be such a happy individual.
So I feel like that is kind of like a thing that she would say to kind of let us know that her and wifey are happy. There's nothing wrong with them, and it's just her food thing. Just her issue with food rather than it actually being anything that's going on in her life. But most of the things, when she gets triggered, it's because things are going on in her life. Like when she was like happy, like I was thinking when she started dating Crystal, she went on that diet, and then when she was dating Destiny, she got real happy but started like not eating as well. And I also think that's probably has to do with Crystal and Crystal's family helping her try to lose weight because they wanted to lose weight together. And then there's with Destiny. Destiny didn't really try to lose weight, and her eating wasn't very good. So she kind of like we say, she kind of does whatever her partner does, rather than finding her own way. She tried being vegan for like a week when she was with Destiny, but that didn't really work out great. She said it was like the best she's ever felt, but she would never do it again because she likes chicken and cheese. Now I have a clip I'm looking for, and it's the one I have where she explains what her binge is. We'll find it. Let me see. That K-cup holder reset, Amber. Oh my gosh. Nicole. Alright, those are the monthly anniversaries. Like, I know it's in this video. I found it! I found it! I found it, guys. Okay, I'm back. We're gonna continue on, and here is what I found. Okay, so I wanted to show you the difference between her overeating and her binging, where I explained the overeating as just being a meal from like a fast food place, and the difference between that and her binge.
Did not want me doing Optavia.
No, no one did want you doing that, that's for sure. That was a bad idea. Alright. Let's go. Alright, so here's the binge.
I'm sorry, but a bowl of mashed potatoes is not me binging. Binging?
Okay, so I think that's kind of like the same as the rice. The bowl of mashed potatoes, she says. Right, so it's a carb. Which is probably what she turned to after doing the keto diet. Okay, here we go.
Binging is when I eat 3 Snickers, a whole can of Pringles, 2 almonds, a bag of hot Cheetos, and then a Ben & Jerry. Now that's a binge. That's why I'm 562 pounds. I'm gonna put my weigh-in right here.
Hello, it's ready. 567.4 pounds.
Woo, woo! And
Okay, so that's what we have there. That is the binge food, which makes more sense. That's a lot of food. So that's more binging for sure than it would be overeating.
But right now, food, it has me in prison. So
Food. It's like she's trying to stress the word food instead of just like, you know, food. Anyway.
for my weigh-in, 502.4. So that means I'm very, very sad to say I am back in the 500s because I binged pretty freaking bad last night.
I did weigh myself, I just didn't film it or talk about it or anything. So I stayed the exact same. Here you can see I wrote it on new paper because your girl messed up on yesterday's. You can go back and look. There's a little scribble and I don't like that. It's just like a perfect.
All right, so we have a new fresh paper again. And we're going up instead of down here.
Problem. So I decided on each day I'm going to write if I was on track, binge, whatever. I was just going to track if I was binging, but here you can see last night I just overate. Thankfully I did not binge, but we're going to see how my weigh-in goes tomorrow because I can already tell you.
Now, she doesn't really explain what she's binging on or overeating. She just writes down on track or off track.
I binged.
Okay, guys, so I weighed in. Today is day 8, November 10th at 505.0. Very sad. That means I've...
And you notice here too, she's saying that she ate intuitively and then binged and overate. So maybe the intuitive eating isn't working because something's happening where she's binging. I wonder if she'll try counting calories.
48.8 to go to reach the goal by February 11th. This is what binging does to somebody right here. And I put that I binged last night just so you guys can see how much I gain when I binge, how much I gain when I overeat, whatever it may be.
I'm clearly struggling with my binge eating. That is very apparent. I am going to be counting calories today.
Oh my gosh, I called it. That was fast.
I already ate. I had an Amy's TV dinner, which was risotto. I have it logged in my Lose It, which is the app that I'm using to count calories. It was below 300. It was like 240 or 270, one of those two. That's all I've had today. I want to stay around 1600 calories. Let's get a booty away. Hello, welcome to a new video, new day. This is day 9, November 11th of weighing myself 100 days in a row. Today we were at 5.
No, it says that she was counting calories, but it says intuitive, so she was intuitively counting calories?
Today we were at 504.6. That means to reach my goal by February 11th of 456.2. I have 48.4 to go. I was down 0.4 overnight. Awesome, I suppose. Yesterday I did have an intuitive day of eating and there was no binging. So that makes me really happy and really proud. Alrighty, we are on day 10, November 12th. I weighed in at 505.6. So I have 49.4 pounds to go.
So in 10 days, she gained about 10 pounds. And she overate the day before. So I don't think the intuitive eating is working for her. I wonder if wifey just like eventually stopped helping her, just like I just remembered she asked Eric to help her too. But like she's asked Crystal, Destiny, Becky, and Eric when they see her binging or overeating to say something. But she doesn't really want them to say anything because she wants to binge.
To reach my goal by February 11th. Last night I overate. So I think what I'm gonna do in upcoming videos is show you.
Like I wonder if there's like a calorie limit that she thinks of that cuts off from the overeating to the binging. Like if she only ate 3,000 during the day, that's overeaten, but if she eats 4,000, that's binging. Or is it like a 2,500 overeating? Like, she's not really telling us what the overeating and the binging is at this point. The difference between them.
You guys, the difference between when I binge versus
Oh my gosh. I just keep saying what she's saying before she says it.
In upcoming videos is show you guys the difference between when I binge versus overeat, because I've had people ask me in the past quite a lot, what is the difference for you? I will talk more about that and show you guys more about that in the future. It's just
maybe this is the video where she eats the checkers and calls it a binge. We'll see.
It sucks that I overate and gained a whole pound. I feel so swollen today. Since I do suffer with lipedema, I gain weight rather quickly because
I get it. It's true, right? But she uses that as an excuse every time. Like we've heard this 100 times. That's the case. But if she knows that and she's aware of it, she's still not really making the changes to see a different outcome than what she's seeing right now.
because that is literally the number one issue. So it's like, yes, I also gain weight because I binge. I also gain weight because I overeat, but it just happens so fast, so quickly, and it sucks. Here's daily rarity. Hello. So it is the next day. We're thinking about ordering something. Feline was trying to pick out her sides and she was like, please read this. So I started reading it and I was like, okay, bread option, roll, hero, spinach wrap, etc., etc. She was like, keep going. So recommended sides and appetizers. We have some chips, we have some fries, we have a bagel, 9 lives cat food. What? So if we order from here, we might actually get this and see what shows up. We are in confusion.
All right, I want to fix the screen here to look more like that. But first, Nicole, when you said that, when she yelled at Becky for trying to help, It just remind me of a clip that I have to find.
Did the binge monster exist? Yes, I'll tell you that, yes.
I think the question everybody wants to know is, what happened to the binge monster?
Oh, okay, bestie, let's go in. At least you're asking a juicy question.
Oh man, he's so funny. Oh, Zach's so funny.
Thank you. I mean, I don't think she's gonna answer this honestly. I don't think she is, but thank you.
Nicole, if I can find them in less than a few minutes, I like to throw them in, but sometimes I don't like to leave you waiting too long. It's like editing a video. It takes a while to find it.
Oh, Miss Ma'am for asking anything that's not just like a throwaway stupid question.
Yikes on bakes.
Hi, Amberlynn.
You're gonna say nothing? You're gonna say nothing as though the binge.
All she could say was yikes on bikes, and then continued on. She's not addressing it. Nicole, I know, it's so sad to hear about Judy. Judy was in every video of Zach's. Unless Potato is up there.
Monster wasn't a fucking side character to your channel for years, as though we didn't reference, and by we I mean you didn't reference the binge monster every 2 seconds on your channel for at least a couple years. Get out of here.
I'm sorry, but a bowl of mashed potatoes is not me binging. Binging is when
Yep, we're watching it again.
I eat 3 Snickers, a whole can of Pringles, 2 ramens, a bag of hot Cheetos, and then a Ben & Jerry. Now that's a binge. That's why I'm 562 pounds.
Get out of here.
I could not stop thinking about food.
And she'll say sometimes when she was eating all that stuff that she wouldn't get it at the grocery store, that she would send Becky out to get it. At nighttime, when she wanted it. Because she thought if it wasn't in the house, she wouldn't want it. So then she'd make Becky go out and get it. And, you know, like, Becky did it. She could have put up with a cranky Amber, had her crying in the room. Becky could have went, you know, we weren't there, so we don't know. But, you know, it was probably frustrating for Eric and Ricky to watch that, too. Thinking, Becky, why are you still doing this? Becky, why are you doing this? And then Becky just kind of did it. But I feel like it might have been the financial hold of it as well, so anyway. Yeah, this was the nighttime. Keep forgetting to switch that back. Sorry that it looks so crappy.
That's why I'm 562 pounds.
Get out of here.
I could not stop thinking about food. I was angry. I was super anxious. I felt like if I didn't eat something bad was gonna happen. Like I was fidgety. There's almost like this possession that comes over you, for the lack of a better word.
This is what I picture. Well, we know everything is Becky's fault.
I'll still pay you. Don't you want extra? All you do is sit here and talk.
This was such a funny situation where she's like, okay, I'm gonna pay Becky now. And Becky's gonna pay all the bills, like as if this was gonna be like a solution for the next, well, I guess at this point it's August, and their end of their lease was September, so that was the plan before Wifey showed up, and then Amberlynn decided to stay for another year in the apartment. But this was a weird setup where she was like, Becky, be in my lives and I'll pay you some money, but then you got to pay the house bills that I've been paying for the both of us for months. So then you'll have no nest egg to branch off onto your own. You'll have to stay here again with me. Like, it was just another like way to trap her, especially if she was trying to make Becky pay for the bills. Even if it was just the Netflix, like, it just seemed like another way to keep Becky, like, control her. It was a way for Amberlynn to control Becky, basically, financially, which I think was going on for a long time, but Becky kind of allowed it as well. At the same time, her mental health wasn't great, like, for the whole time she was with Amberlynn. It was just a mess.
I don't know, man.
We need to sign a contract.
We'll see what
Can
I'm
we
up
get like
to.
real professional with this?
We'll see what I'm up to. Because I know how you'll get too. You'll be like, I don't have items and I need you to go to the store to get them. Amberlynn, it's like 11 o'clock at night and I'm tired. But I'm your boss.
Gene is when I eat 3 Snickers, a whole can of Pringles, 2 ramens, a bag of hot Cheetos, and then a Ben & Jerry. Now that's a binge.
That is what Becky would go to the store for. I'd say the only thing that was in the house was the ramen. Although when I think about it, how many times have we actually seen it where Amberlynn has the ramen in her shopping cart at the grocery store? Not sure. Maybe that was part of the stuff Becky had to go pick up. Should probably send her to Walmart.
That's why I'm 562 pounds.
Get out of here.
I could not stop thinking about food. I was angry. I was super anxious. I felt like if I didn't eat something.
I think there was a couple times where Becky probably tried to break up with Amberlynn. But instead just gave her an engagement ring.
That's a fucking lie. She just lied.
I'm just saying, I don't
She just
want
lied.
it to be like that.
She just lied.
Oh my goodness, it's my big favorite.
She's just lying all through this live stream. Like,
Lying, that was hypothetical.
I'm pretty sure this is when Amberlynn said Becky lied when she said that Amberlynn was on the phone with Wifey even when Wifey was working. So Amberlynn thought it was all funny at first when she actually said it, because she's like, yeah, we're so in love right now. We're like obsessed with each other. So then when Becky said it, and then people started getting, like, she asked Becky. Amberlynn said, Becky, tell them how often she's on the phone. And Becky said, all the time, every day and night kind of thing, even when she's at work. And yeah, so then she goes, Becky lied. That's why she said she's just lying throughout this whole thing. It's like the 20-piece nugget, where she asked Destiny to lie about it because she said she said it on there, on the vlog. Which, if she, it's like one of those things where why did you include it in your vlogs if you didn't want it to be a topic to talk about? But maybe it was just part of her walking into the store and she wanted to keep it in. Either way, she had a correction video made where she had Destiny say she didn't really get a 20-piece nugget. And then Amberlynn has her lying face on and says, yeah, but when I do go, I always get it. Like, it was a weird situation. Anyway, we're on this situation with the binge monster.
she tries to help me. Sorry. And like, I get mad. I got mad.
Obviously, I don't drive. I don't even know if this is something I want to be honest about. I just get very angry if I don't get my way during a binge, and I feel like I'm being possessed by somebody because it's not who I am. And I remember after the binge.
Oh man. Yeah.
Binge, which was I regret it, but I remember after the binge, Becky was like, "You were really mean to me because I kept saying no." I was like, I don't even remember that. I'm not like that when I'm not binging.
I also wonder if she doesn't remember it or she doesn't want to admit to it. But she remembers the things she says to her. And like, what kind of things would she say to her? I make the money, so you gotta go get it. Yeah, well, Becky drives. So Amberlynn's gonna have to go get it herself, and she can't go get it herself. So who knows what she was saying? Becky knows what she was saying.
Do you get what I mean? I just feel bad, and it's like, I'm upset that I did that, but then it's like, I'm also proud that it's only been twice this month. You're a lie.
Now that you say
Only twice. Poor Becky.
the binge monster didn't exist, how do you explain being mean to Beck when she didn't want to get you food? I talked about this in my last live stream. Food addiction. I think the binge monster was very much like an excuse for like a food addiction. If I was craving, like if my food addiction was like craving chocolate or something and I couldn't get it, it gave me anxiety, like massive anxiety, because I felt like I had to have it. Food addiction is like scary. I guess if anyone has an addiction or has had an addiction, kind of can relate to that.
Can you go into detail on Amber's manipulative behaviors during your relationship, especially with food? I mean, she got angry about food sometimes, but that would only be like if I didn't want to go somewhere. And then it would turn into, well, then let's order a pizza or whatever it may be.
Which probably was easier for her to do in Florida. Or in Kentucky, I guess, when they lived. Well, except when they lived with Destiny's mom, it wouldn't be as easy to get food to binge on. There was that one week where she thought she was doing good by eating only rice. But I don't know if they were able to actually order food to their house while she was living with Becky. So it would be like up to Becky to go out and get it at 11 o'clock at night, when Walmart used to be open 24 hours. I'm not sure if it still is in some places, but after ever the world shut down, there's no 24 hours anywhere around here. Ugh.
But we ended up not getting it. Today's weigh-in, which is day 11, November 13th. I weighed in at 505.0. I did binge, but I did lose a little weight, so cool, I guess, question mark. Just weight fluctuations, you know. I did binge last night. Sometimes I truly cannot control a binge, and other times I can. Alrighty, so day 12, which is November 14th.
Amberlynn filmed quite a bit of the mukbangs at Destiny's mom's house. And she'd just eat them upstairs. There was like the cereal, the pizza, the Chinese food. There was chips, there was a bag of candy. There's probably more. That's all the ones I can think of though.
So the weigh-in today was 506.6, which I'm shocked at such a large gain overnight because I did not binge. I did overeat though. I do gain weight rather easily because of lymphedema. As you guys know, I was recently.
Alright, so that's the second time she's mentioned that in this video.
Diagnosed with. Today is day 14. I weighed in at 506.8. 3 days in a row I did not binge.
So officially up 10 pounds at this point. And we're halfway through the month. I'm not sure if recording is really helping her.
I'm actually really freaking happy about that, gotta admit. But I did overeat, which is frustrating. So what I wanted to do every 10 days, I know we're on day 14, but I just think of doing this every 10 days because these are literally pretty much my only things that I do. When I'm on track, I'll either do calories or intuitive eating.
Yeah, this is just a big journaling exercise. I don't think she's actually looking back on this. And taking into account what she should change from based on what she did before.
Eating, and then when I'm off track, I'll overeat or binge. Every 10 days, I want to see how many times I do each of these things. Days 1 through 10,
Sorry, when I'm editing, I'm so used to being on that one, so I'm like looking at the program, I look over at what you guys are seeing, and I'm like, oh man, sorry about that. It looks kind of sloppy.
I counted my calories no times. I intuitive ate 3 times. I overate 2 times, and I binged 5 times. I was only on track 30% of the time in the first 10 days. I was off track for 70% of the time. I think this is going to be a good indicator for me to look at so I can see it more like in my face because, you know, the next 10 days, I would love to have my binging down to 3 or even less than that. Today is day 15, November 17th. So I'm going to show you guys my weigh-in, just get that right out of the way. So I was 504.4 today, which means I have 48.2 to go to reach my first mini goal of 456.2. I lost over 2 pounds. I lost like 2.
It's funny that she calls that a mini goal. It seems like a pretty big goal in 3 months.
2.4 overnight because yesterday was an intuitive eating day. So that means I was on track yesterday, which makes me really happy. When I'm on track 9 times out of 10, I'll either lose a little bit of weight, stay the same, or gain a couple ounces. But then when I overeat or when I binge, that's when I gain like a lot of weight. Should I continue my 100 days of weigh-in video form? Because I'm going to do it regardless. My goal was to do it in my personal life, regardless of if I show it or not. And I just figured, why not also show it on YouTube? Because I've tried the whole 100 days of weigh-in, particularly for YouTube. It wasn't really like for personal reasons. It was just, I wanted to do it for YouTube. I thought it would be a fun challenge and for other people to do it with me. But this time's different. Like I want to do it like for myself and by myself. But I just figured, you know what? I'll vlog it while I'm doing it. I'm just wondering if I should like take that out of my videos and kind of just do it privately because I noticed, especially the first few days, I was a lot more like open about my eating and my binging. But then ever since like I stopped Ozempic and then keto, I was very honest that I binged on Chips Ahoy and stuff. And it's like people are so brutal. That in itself is triggering for any eating disorder. For people to shame you, no matter what eating disorder it is brutal. I can't go on any social media platform without seeing just like shame. And I'm just like, damn, that's not going to help me. I don't really know what you're trying to do here. I'm right now currently.
I'm not sure if she's looking for someone to say, well, at least she's doing this. But it's just it's so hard to just do that when you see her constantly in the same cycle. And like she seems hopeful, and that's one thing she says, she hasn't failed because she's never going to give up, but you know, she does give up sometimes. Like with a lot of these challenges she does. I'm not sure if there's an at least here.
I'm just like, okay, I'm definitely going to continue it in my personal life, weighing myself every day until February 11th is not that difficult. I just naturally like to weigh myself anyways, but it's like, do I want to continue filming it? So that is currently where my head is at on November 17th. Do I want to continue filming this? Because it just seems like this is a beautiful way for people to just like judge and be really exceptionally cruel. It's like a large portion of people forget that eating disorders are chemical. It's not something that you just choose to have. It's not something.
Well, okay, so if that's the case and she believes that, why does she go off her medication when if she could find the right stuff, it might help that chemical imbalance to make it easier for her to not have that anxiety at nighttime when she gets the cravings.
Something that one day you just wake up and you're like, you know what? I'm not going to have an eating disorder anymore. I don't know. I just find it really frustrating. The community
Well, that's what we see. We see her waking up and just saying that. And then she'll say, well, I'm not on any medication, or I went off medication, and I decided that I'm going to do Weight Watchers. Well, now I'm going to count calories, and then I'm going to do intuitive eating, because the Weight Watchers showed me that I could eat, well, okay, not Weight Watchers, I suppose, because she finds that that's just an excuse to eat out a lot. But what was it? Jenny Craig helped her realize that she's got to be eating more fruits. She says she never ate that many fruit. It was like banana, apple, and clementines that she was eating. I mean, she could be eating different stuff, but
that surrounds my channel, and it breaks my heart to see. I get Instagram messages of people just like, I read your comments, and I also suffer with an eating disorder. People who suffer with the opposite of what I suffer with, and people who suffer with the same thing I do. And they're just like, wow, they made me feel like shit about myself. If you guys remember my last vlog, I was deciding if I wanted to continue my 100 days of weigh-in through video, like I'm going to do it regardless of my personal life. I figured I will continue it through video form as well, but I'm just not going to talk about my binging because I just don't feel comfortable at this point. But today was day 16, November 18th, 505.6. Day number 17th, November 19th, I weighed in at 504.6. Yesterday was a successful day with intuitive eating. Okay, so I wanted to talk to you guys. I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to talk about binging anymore. It's crazy that I said I didn't want to do this anymore, but then today, since I'm a little bit behind all my videos, the video that went up was me showing you guys what I ate during a binge. I am reading the comments because I want to respond to some. I want to heart some. I want you guys to know that I see you, hear you, and I know there's a lot of supporters out there. I really want to see your guys' comments. I want us to engage, have a better relationship with one another, and obviously
I'd say that probably would trigger her going off track. She knows that when she goes into the comment section, it's not going to be a hug box. So I'm not quite sure why she does that to herself. Other than, like she says, she wants to be more engaged with the audience.
while doing that, I see some of the horrible things that people say. I showed you guys what I binged on. I am being called a liar, saying that's not a binge.
So it's happening all too soon. I am binging, and I want to show you what it is because this is
Alright, so I'm pretty sure this is the example of it being a situation where she's overeating rather than binging, but she wants to call it a binge.
just reality.
I originally wanted McDonald's. They weren't open, so I got this place called Rally's, which it's also known as Checkers in some places. I got a single cheeseburger. I took everything off it, like ketchup, mustard, I don't like all that. And I just got onion. We have a fry, 4 mozzarella sticks, which I've already ate 2, and then I got a root beer. There it is for you guys.
If this was an overeating situation where I want to show you guys the difference in that, I probably would have not gotten the soda, definitely not, and I wouldn't have gotten the mozzarella sticks. I would have gotten just a small fry and just the cheeseburger. So there's the difference in that. I just feel like there's levels. Also, when
See, like, it just seems like she's overeating because she didn't get like a huge burger and a huge fries. She got like a normal meal. And I mean, she got a huge pop. She usually likes having the diet instead of regular, but it seemed like she got regular this time, which would add on more calories. So like I could see where she's saying she could think it's a binge because it's like, oh, she knows it's more calories than she should be doing if she's trying to lose weight. But I don't think I would consider it a binge.
it comes to like mentally, when I'm binging, I'm mentally unwell while I'm eating. While I'm overeating, obviously it's not at the quantity of binging, but it's like I'm not mentally unwell when I'm overeating. Maybe I'll try to explain it some other time when I'm not actually binging. Honesty, accountability. I showed you guys what I binged on. I am being called a liar, saying that's not a binge. I am being told this is insulting. I have binge eating. I have an eating disorder and it's insulting that you would call this a binge. This isn't you binging. It was very, very hard for me to show that binge. I want to say straight up right off the bat here that binging is different for everybody. The way that people's headspace is, the things that they eat, how they feel, how fast they eat, etc. is different for everybody. And that
Yeah, that makes sense, but this is like she's showing us this and calling it a binge. And we'll see again here what she considers a real binge, which sounds like a real binge. So it seems like the whole case of her when she decided she was going to do weight loss surgery and decided that she no longer binged. It's like she's doing that here where she's deciding, no, this is over, or this is a binge, making it smaller. Yeah, it's weird what she's doing here.
Quickly wanted to show you guys what I eat, etc. is different for everybody. In that moment, I was in a haze where I wasn't thinking clearly. I didn't care. All I cared about was the food that was in front of me. I really quickly wanted to show you guys what I was eating. I have reached this point where I don't want to be ashamed. As much as I don't want to talk about it, my binging used to be astronomically larger than what it is now. I have tried to express that to you guys. I have showed you guys actually in the past, like years and years ago, what I ate during a binge.
I'm sorry, but a bowl of mashed potatoes is not me binging. Binging is when I eat 3 Snickers, a whole can of Pringles, 2 ramens, a bag of hot Cheetos, and then a Ben & Jerry. Now that's a binge. That's why I'm 562 pounds.
It's not the same. I've tried to explain that my binging is a lot smaller now in quantity, thankfully. What I ordered was a binge. What I ate was a binge. For people to sit there and just say this is insulting because this isn't a binge.
Okay, so if she had ordered that and got chips and ice cream, let's say, maybe a chocolate bar too, like that sounds more like she's binging on a bunch of food rather than just overeating by ordering a meal, which was probably late at night because McDonald's is usually open 24 hours. Yeah, it's odd that she's calling this. Oh, her labels are a little all over the place.
It's painful because it took me a couple years. It took me some time. It took me having a psychologist who specializes in binge eating disorder for me to not only binge less frequently, but for me to eat less during a binge. It's time and work that you guys haven't seen, but it's time and work that I've put into it, that I have seen, that I have felt. And it is so painful for me to open up. Like,
maybe she's trying to identify her overeating as binging, so that she does eat less during a binge.
that to me, it is so vulnerable for anybody to show what they ate during a binge, and for people to say that it's not a binge because I pulled out my camera. What? My psychologist has told me, take pictures of your food before you binge. That is one of the first things she told me during our meetings. And when I saw the dietitian from the outpatient program, she also recommended it. Before you binge, take a picture. I did it a couple times. I have done it a couple times, but it's not something.
Well, usually she probably doesn't choose all the food she's going to binge on and set it out in front of her and then eat it all at once. It's probably one thing at a time, one after the other. So she'd have to like whip out her camera every time she wants to eat anything. So she'd probably end up just not recording rather than not eating it.
Thing that you think of, because when you're in the fit of a binge, you don't think of things like that, but sometimes you do. I have different levels to my binging. That's very apparent. Some of them, no, I can't vlog. I won't vlog. It's emotionally too much. It is very common for people to pull out a camera and film themselves binging for themselves or for their psychiatrist or therapist, whatever it may be. People have requested this type of content. Like, Amberlynn, I want to see what you eat during a binge. Maybe it'll help your audience understand you more. And then I do it. I'm being called a liar.
Hi, Annabella Mason. Welcome. Yeah, I think that's what she's trying to do is identifying the overeating as a binge, so that maybe that will be her new binging. But there's also those times where she's going to probably eat more than that, and then what does she call that? It's just like they're both binges. Getting one meal or getting a meal and a bunch of snacks, foods, she would still consider it both a binge, whereas this meal should have been really an overeating rather than a binge when she knows her binge is bigger. So if the overeating became her binge, I think she'd still have those situations where she'd be binging even more. So there's like those levels of overeating or binging that she's got to like choose which is which. And like she probably feels better by saying that she binged on smaller amount of food than the bigger ones, because when she binged throughout the whole rest of the week or the month, I guess, she wasn't showing us anything that she binged on, but when she calls us a binge, she'll show it to us. So yeah, it was like she was saying her binging was going down, but it probably wasn't. This was just one meal she showed us.
I know there's going to be people out there, it's like, who cares what people say about my hair, color of the walls, my cooking? When it comes to like serious topics like this, I do care because it's my reputation. Other people who also suffer watching my video and they're like, damn, don't let any of those comments down there get to you. And I know it looks like they're getting to me, and I guess you could say that they are, but
yeah, that's what I said before, that if she's going to go down and talk to the people in the, or even like read the comment section, she knows she's going to get triggered by it. She always says that. She says it's a trigger for her to want to eat more because she gets discouraged when people have different opinions on what she's doing. But like I said, it seems like she's calling this a binge and recording it, but she didn't show us anything else that she had binged on throughout the month.
we could move past it. It doesn't kill you, makes you stronger. It's that type of situation. I am getting ready for bed. I wanted to do my weigh-in before I forgot. 505.0, and yesterday was an over 8 day. So I haven't binged as much this last week, which makes me really freaking happy. I'm not gonna lie. Since tomorrow's Monday, I really feel like I want to get back to doing good, doing better. I have a little bit of a meal plan ready for me. I need a little store list because I do have to get some groceries tomorrow. Have high hopes for the living. I have a feeling that we're gonna be back in the 400s before Vlogmas. Actually, I know that to be true. Get ready for some losses. I just feel rejuvenated, okay? Can you believe we've made it to day 19 already? I weighed in today at 506.6. Today is my first day of truly trying, being back on track. So that's why I wrote back on track. Last night I did binge. Going forward, I think I'm going to be logging on this paper a little bit differently. You guys will see that in tomorrow's video. So I wanted to do my weigh-in real quick. Today is day 20, November 22nd. I weighed in at 506.2. Yesterday I was on track, which I put here. I need to really get back on track. And I noticed that this was just getting really sloppy. I wanted to start logging it differently because, as you guys can see, on every day I put what I did the night before, but instead I want to do it as a whole. I want to put the day, the date, my weight for that day, and how I did that day all on the same line. Look at these kitty paws. Look at these kitty paws. So I knew I was going to have to redo it, so I did. I also decided that I'm
She really does this a whole lot.
not going to have a goal weight. I simply want my goal to just be progress. 496.2 is what I was on day 1, which was November 3rd, and day 100 will be February 11th. So I just want to see progress. I want to see myself more so on track than off track. I obviously want to be down weight. Setting myself an actual weight loss goal right now in the midst of a lot of binging is not a good idea, but being down at least like 15 pounds would be nice. So here is the new paper that you guys will be seeing. Really the only thing that I've changed is no goal, and I am doing on track, off track. Obviously off track means I overate or I binged, and you guys know exactly what on track means. So
It's funny she's getting less descriptive here and getting into details. At this point, it's not really going to help her knowing exactly, like, what she was doing before with how she was saying she binged, overate, intuitive eating. Like, that was probably the closer of the two that would probably help her be able to look back and see what she was doing and change it. Whereas now it just says on and off track. Like, what does that mean? Because every time she says off track, she's just gaining weight. And when she's on track, she gets down like not even a pound. So it's not really helping her much by tracking this.
it means that I didn't overeat. I didn't binge. So far, day 20, it's the end of the night. So far, I'm on track. Tomorrow, you guys should be seeing an on track right here. I hope so. Nighttime is the hardest for me, so we'll see how that goes. Rarity. Okay. Look at this. I like this way better because, like I said, I don't really want to talk about my binge eating on here anymore. You guys have to really realize.
You guys have to realize.
I'm paper obsessed.
And you guys have to realize.
I love journals.
You guys just have to realize.
I'm like the journal queen.
Just realize
That a couple years ago, every single day would say off track. Every single day would say binge. The fact that there's even just days that say.
She likes to compare, like now to, or like whenever it is now, at this point, 2022, but even like now in 2024. She likes to compare what she's doing in this moment to 2029, or 2029. 2019, when she was going through all of her health issues. Instead of seeing what she did the month or even the previous year and try to up her activity level or change up her diet a little bit, but it just seems like the rock bottom of 2019 is when she references how bad she was compared to now, rather than like a few months before. Like even with the breakup with Feline, that's kind of what she's doing, where she's like, I couldn't do anything in 2019, but now I can. But it's like, well, but when you were with Feline for these 2 years, you were just kind of maintaining everything after the surgery.
Intuitive or.
Which the reason for the surgery would be a pretty big excuse or reason as to why she was so bad in 2019.
Overeating is amazing because I used to binge every single day. The fact that I don't already shows that I have made progress. Unfortunately, I feel like my progress is declining, and that is what I really, really need to focus on, because I was making really big progress and now I feel it declining. Ever since I stopped Ozempic and ever since I stopped keto, most importantly, I just noticed that I am binging more than I was and I'm gaining weight more than I was. I don't like seeing that decline. I want to do better. I think I just want to keep that off of my YouTube channel. When talking about it, it used to actually help me, and now it's doing the reverse effect. I don't want to do anything that's not going to help me. Today's weigh-in is 504.8, which I'm really happy about. And no, I did not go poop. TMI, but people love to say when I lose weight, it's just because I went poop. Well, I haven't pooped today. I was on track. There was a moment last night where it got kind of hard, but I did it and I was successful and I was strong. Let's do my weigh-in for today. I weighed in at 505.0. Today is day 22 of weighing in. Can you believe that I've done it for this long? I was off track yesterday. I feel like I didn't do as good as I.
Hi, the celebrity juicer. Welcome.
Could have, and I'm just being honest with myself. It wasn't anything super crazy. I'm going to call it an off-track day. All right, day 23 for my daily weigh-in for 100 days. November 25th, 506.4. Yesterday was Thanksgiving. I had a plate for Thanksgiving dinner, a plate for my second meal, and a plate for my third meal. I only wanted 2 plates, but since I had 3, I'm going to call it an off-track day, but it was worth it. It's Thanksgiving only once a year. It's totes fine. The food was bomb.com. We are on today's weigh-in, day 24, November 26th, 506.6. Yesterday was an off-track day. I wanted to do my weigh-in, day 25, November 27th. I weighed in at 510.8. That one shocked me. I only wanted 2 plates, but since I had 3, I'm gonna call it an off-track day. I was expecting a gain for sure because the day before I was off track, but I was not expecting that big of a gain. Tomorrow actually is going to be day 1 that I do Weight Watchers, so I'm super excited. So for my weigh-in, day 26, November 28th, I weighed in at 511.8. Yesterday was an off-track day. I'm excited to see how Weight Watchers does. Today is Monday, so every Monday is gonna be my Weight Watchers weigh-in, and I hope.
Oh my gosh, we're back to the Weight Watchers by the end of this. Like she said before, it's an excuse to eat fast food.
to lose a few pounds every week. If I do that, then that means I am on the right track, and that is what I am aiming for. Let's do a little bit of a weigh-in moment. Day 27, November 29th, 511.4. I was on track yesterday. Super happy about that. So far, Weight Watchers is going well. I just want to let everyone know, which I know people are going to.
I'm not sure how Weight Watchers is going well for her already. She gained like 4 pounds in one day. maybe that's why she decided to do Weight Watchers, so that she could track her fast food intake, maybe. And sometimes it's not just fast food. She'll like order takeout from restaurants and stuff, but it would be like a couple times a day. It's just unfortunate to see it go from 496 to 511 in 1 month.
511.8. Yesterday was an off-track day. I'm excited to see how Weight Watchers does. Today is Monday, so every Monday is going to be my Weight Watchers weigh-in, and I hope to lose a few pounds every week. If I do that, then that means I'm on the right track, and that is what I am aiming for.
Let's do a little bit of a weigh-in moment. Day 27, November 29th, 511.4. I was on track yesterday. Super happy about that. So far, Weight Watchers is going well. I just want to let everyone know, which I know people are going to be let down, which is totally fine, but you guys expected it anyway, right? We are not continuing everyday weigh-ins because I did start Weight Watchers. I kind of just want to do weekly weigh-ins Monday to Monday because I just feel like that's what feels right to me. I would say 98% of the comments anyways said that the daily weigh-ins are pointless, so no one should be mad, right? No one should be upset with that. I don't know. It's not serving me anything currently while I'm on Weight Watchers. I'm gonna end this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. It's dark time. It's nighttime. Dark time? This is my four-legged best friend. One of them's. Because I have a few of them's. Yeah, dudes.
All right, that was November 2022. That's what Amberlynn was doing that month. So she started with the intuitive eating, which was kind of counting calories, and then went on to the Weight Watchers, which usually happens. And then because she's doing weekly weigh-ins on Weight Watchers, she decided to stop doing daily weigh-ins. And she went from 496 to 511. Well, I guess it was interesting to watch in that amount of, like, so quickly how she fluctuated. So it kind of makes sense why she's kind of maintaining around this weight. She's still around this weight because she's not really reflecting on what she's doing in the past and just continuing what she's doing. Alright, so I guess that's it for today. I think I might do another video later of or continue the 2023 timeline that she's doing right after the breakup with wifey before she moves. We're coming pretty close to the time where she actually moves, and I haven't really watched any of her videos where she's living in Oklahoma, so that'll be kind of fun to watch together. Yeah, that 20-minute video turned out to be over an hour, so that's cool. We got to spend some time together. Alright, well, I guess that's it for now, and I think I'll be back later. So, if I don't see you then, have a good day, and enjoy your weekend. And if I see you later, well, I'll see you later. Alright, have a good one.